welcome back to Quantum Black as we return in what we shall call Season 4 for the New York plotline, or the game segment, as you go back into zombie-infested New York to retrieve the body of Zigzag and deal with a potential, I don't know, would you call it, an abomination? I guess you'll have to go find out. To set the stage, New York City has been kind of a blackout zone. Nobody goes in or out. It's zombie infested and cordoned off. This would be specifically Manhattan, if my very little research is correct. And so everything to go into that region is closed off. There's a sort of a safe zone, which the survivors inside the city have made a compound which gets regular supply drops, but nobody's able to leave. But that's kind of like where the safe area is. And then everything else, all the rest of the part of the city is dark and zombie infested, and there's very little information on what's going on because nobody wants to risk going in and getting the virus. Anybody who is authorized to go in is not able to leave. There's a few pockets of safe zones, one being the Quantum Integrated Technologies building. They've been able to hole up in their tower, maintain a helipad at the top of the building, and get supply drops there from time to time. But it's not anything, again, people can leave. And this is the dead zone, or the blackout zone has been infested for weeks and weeks, now months at this point. And that is potentially going to be changing soon, as there's been a vaccine against the zombie virus, which is undergoing testing. So for those of you in Quantum Black, you are issued an assignment, which is to go into the blackout zone, into the New York City, and go to the Wynne Intelligence building, the tower, and retrieve the body of a fallen agent, codename Zigzag, as well as install a hard drive into their AI software system, which is considered a major threat to humankind at this point. If I were to give you a behind the scenes of Quantum Black's directives for mission and control, I've got to go find this really quick. One of the people on mission control gives a directive regarding the retrieval of Zigzag's body. In the absolute worst case scenario, and literally God has a golden fist 3 feet up your ass, and you have no other choice, make sure to bring back the agent's head from the lower neck up at least. If you take this option, just being a lazy fuck, then there's no good reason for it. I personally will make sure God's golden fist is so far up their asses that his biceps are breaking their jaws. That was reworded to be a little bit more personable, but mission control is requiring Zigzag's body be retrieved at all costs.
Gee, I wonder who wrote that.
You can roll an what would this be? Not insight, an empathy
I don't know.
check.
At what point do I receive this directive? Okay, I think.
So
Go ahead.
So we'll start with you actually, because Peter is already inside New York City.
How far back do you want to start with me?
You are in the sewers within what we've been calling the Hobo Network, which is a syndicate of the underworld. A bunch of vagrant-appearing people that live in the sewers and on the streets. And since New York has gotten plague infested. They've created a network within the tunnels and within the areas of the city, not really relating to what they call the safe zone, where like the military gives supply drops and stuff, but more like pockets of survivors within the city. And Peter, you've been kind of embedded with them for the past several weeks, and not really involved with Quantum Black. But you do get this mission directive to rendezvous at the QIT Tower and basically redeploy under a new team. And so...
I mean, my mission didn't really have an end game, so I was kind of hanging out to see if there was anything needed of me, but all I know is that everything went dark on that end. And now all of a sudden we're doing the exact opposite of what we did before.
Yep. First mission, get zigzag in, now get zigzag back out. So I will have you roll a survival check, and you can add your bonus with your rank within the Hobo network, because they've helped you map out some of the safer zones, and you can also add your bonus from your rats, because as you're moving around, they are also aware of zombie heavy areas, so you'd add a +4 to your roll. So Peter, you are able to navigate. So you kind of take a little bit of time getting there, but you're able to rendezvous at the QIT building. You see everything boarded up. The doors are actually broken on the first floor, and you see plywood kind of plastered over everything, and a couple gun barrels sticking out of the second and third floor windows, as you see the couple spider teams that have been issued or stationed semi-permanently at the QIT Tower. But they recognize you as you're coming up with your... Or do you have rats surrounding you, or no?
They're probably... We're not in like strict formation, but I definitely have them like ahead a ways on the sides, but not like right close to me.
So just like
at least not above ground.
The Pied Piper, you come up.
Yeah.
They drop down a rope ladder from the second floor and tell you to climb up. They don't even bother with the barricades on the first. So you
introduce myself, agent number. Checking into
mission control. Does Peter have an agent number? I don't know if I have a dossier for you. Oh well. But yeah, you're onboarded back in. They check your eyeballs for signs of whatever it's called, when they have plagues and stuff. And you're
when they check my eyes, I definitely have a very like bright light. I don't like that.
Oh, out of all the people that I have, I don't have a spider team operative, so I'm going to... Oh, I can't. It already logged me out of Roll20. This is driving me crazy.
One of my flaws is I dislike bright light, so when they check my eyes, I'm like, meh. Anyway.
This is going to kill me. I think I'm going to turn on... I think the issue that I'm having is I have a second Roll20 open for the dice spot, and I'm going to just exit that and see if I can do it with just the one. But anyways, you get to QIT Tower, and you are informed that it is... Like, you're supposed to just kind of wait for the helicopter to arrive with the rest of the team.
While that's happening, I'll have the rats just kind of keeping an eye out for any sort of activity in the area. And I think I know like where we're going, because I've been here for a while at this point. And I have them kind of scouting out, if possible, for where we're going. Of course, after I eat. Is there any particularly good cheese here at the QIT building?
Roll a survival check, I guess, or investigation, your choice. I don't like having my whole screen for this account, because it shows all of the NPC files I have.
I got a 4.
You're able to find the rations and stuff. QIT gets frequent supply drops because there's a known pocket of survivors there. They do not have anything really great, but they've got a lot of canned goods and MREs and stuff like that. There is minor amounts of cheese. Yes.
I take the cheese.
Okay, so you are in the QIT tower. The camera will zoom out a window, circle the building, and kind of span across a blackened, dark city with noises of zombie growls and occasional gunshots. And it goes all the way over to the waterfront. And this is nighttime, so when you get back, it's probably just like sundown or something like that. But as we get to some of the beaches of the island or the waterways, it's kind of in the darkness, and a patrol boat with a floodlight drive kind of pilots by. I don't know if that'd be driving, whatever the word would be. And as it passes the Navy vessel, there's a little outboard kicks in, and we see another of the team, Graves. Actually, I should have had everyone describe their characters, but go ahead and describe Graves. What do we see as you are at the prow of the boat?
Graves is more or less like his token, except maybe darker military clothing than the tan. He does have a helmet on, and he's wearing this protective vest that he's making sure is strapped in. He has a pair of glasses on his face. Fairly clean shaven. Probably has some like a rough looking beard, as if he hasn't been taking care of it in a while. He has a rifle slung over his shoulder, as well as a large duffel bag on the other, and a pistol in a holster on his side, and a knife in a little boot holster on his left foot.
Okay. Behind you in the boat are a couple others. They're not wearing military uniforms, but you can see. Can you see their names or no?
I can see their tokens, not their names.
Okay. Well.
Quadruplets.
Definitely triplets.
Quadruplets, because there's more.
They are popping up.
Okay. So these guys are in the boat with you. They are all, you would know, cartel members. And they are going through the waterways as you work together to avoid patrols and sneak into the blackout zone. Graves, you know that they are on here for their own mission, if you will. I'll have you... Actually, you already rolled your investigation check. So you know that they're on an in and out mission. They're supposed to go in, find something, and get back out, but that's about as much as you know. They're willing to hold the boat for if you need an extraction, but they expect to be here no more than like 3 days and then get away, sneak out. And they've issued you a radio to communicate directly with them. So you have a private way of communicating. And as you drop into the island or land under the cover of darkness, what would you like to do? You're a ways away from the QIT tower.
I would remind them that we're both here to watch everyone's backs and to follow me up until maybe a few blocks before QIT, and then I will tell them, the city is yours, gentlemen, and I will make my way under the darkness of night with my silenced rifle till I can reach the borders of the building.
Okay. So you wish to split off from them at this point and basically go separate ways, right, at the drop zone?
Yeah, I want them, like, basically, follow me maybe 2 blocks away from where I need to go, and then I'll find my way and you can split off.
Okay. So kind of act together until you're close to the tower, and the good tower, I should specify, and then split?
Yes.
Okay. So if that's the case, you'll kind of move together as a squad under your guidance, so you can have a survival check, please, or you could roll a stealth check if you prefer. And then one more thing also, before you arrived in New York, I also need to know if you ever rendezvoused with any Quantum Black facilities.
If I have rendezvoused?
Yeah, like when you flew into New York, did you go straight to meet with what was his name? Sorry, Abel's crew, or did you go to like the staging point with the Quantum Black?
If Quantum Black asked for Graves, Graves would have stopped there first and then met with Abel's men. Otherwise, he would have went directly to the meetup.
So I will redirect then to the doctor. Would you have wanted all crew to meet at a point to be specified at the military compound where you can meet at the helicopter, or would you just want them meet at the QIT tower?
Anyone that was able to just get to the QIT tower, like, that would be great. But those of us with like I know the doc would be coming in on helicopter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Landing at QIT. So any, QB agent that doesn't have a way in could essentially get a ride with, the doc that way if they wanted.
Okay, perfect. So sounds like then for Graves, your instructions would just be to rendezvous at the tower, at the QIT building.
All right. So survival bonus. Do I get any bonuses for having 4 guys watch my back?
Let's see. Out of the 4 guys, one of them's got to have a good survival. So go ahead and have at least +2, and then if you have stealth, you can have synergy.
All right. Well, I just got me some survival, so +2.
Okay. So that is enough to get through the city. You have a couple scares, and you do see what looks to be a horde of zombies parading down through the streets, just wandering. You kind of backtrack, take another detour. It takes you a little bit more time as you move through the night. By the time you get to the tower, it's very dark out. It's probably like 4 a.m. The guys, Julio is kind of their captain out of the 4 guys. He gives you a fist bump and wishes you well. Says he'll be available by radio, but he's going to keep the volume way down.
Mm-hmm.
So
when he does that, I will also take out my radio and lower the volume.
Yeah, he gives you kind of a
You've
salute.
had that on full blast this entire time.
It's been playing music.
Oh really? You didn't specify?
I've been this entire time I've been on the classics channel.
Really?
Blasting some Bach.
Yeah.
How about I won't make you roll the stealth. You get to WIS Tower, and at that point you are alone. And so once again, you're ID'd. They let down a rope for you, and you are.
You mean the QIT tower?
Definitely meant the QIT tower. Yes. This is going to get confusing. As you said, this should be called the Twin Towers. Though, anyways. Graves, you're able to get into the building. And that leaves us with the doctor. So, through multiple channels and connections, you've arranged to take one of the military supply helicopters that go into the city to go do a supply drop at the QIT tower. One of their stipulations has always been it's a one-way journey. They either do a drop down to the roof and never actually land, and if there's any passengers, they are only issued a one-way trip. You have gotten clearance to get a two-way trip for you and your crew. This would extend to Zach, Sam, and Vincent, and yourself.
All I had to do was flash them the contents of the briefcase I have with me.
Yeah, that reminds me of something. So as you are boarding. It's a very quiet trip. The military does not like this whole region. This is a very weird apocalypse with the zombies. Nobody ever thought this would happen, and it's very unsettling, and so it's very quiet. But as the helicopter kind of touches down at the QIT building, the dock, you've seen the dossiers for the soldiers, the spider team that meets you here on the roof. They look older, haggard, worn. Their beards are much longer. It reminds you of when you've been deployed before, and kind of that unkempt, battle-hardened vibe of a soldier who's been behind enemy lines for weeks and weeks. But it is good to see them, and you've already put in many recommendations for their promotions, as they've been serving here at the tower in zombie-infested New York. But the helicopter lands, and what would you like to do?
The doctor would, nod at the pilot, nod at, whoever else is still on the helicopter and doing the, like, unloading or whatever, that, like, that nod that veterans do with other veterans, and then step out of the helicopter and start heading towards entering the building.
And the spider teams just nod and greet you. They don't really know of your rank, that not truly. They know of you as a team lead amongst Corvidae, and that team has definitely made its name for itself over the last couple years. So they're happy to see you, and as you're carrying a briefcase, they have high hopes, but they silently just get you inside. And just behind the dock, we see Zach for the first time. If you'd like to introduce your new character.
Yay! I don't have a lot that I put down for his appearance. But Zach, and for backstory purposes, he is former military. Probably will never tell you what branch, mostly because I haven't decided. He's like kind of like a big, strong guy, and you kind of get the sense that he's not the brightest guy either. But he gives his all into his job, and you could probably tell that protecting people is very important to him. Also, besides working for Quantum Black now, in his free time, he is a firefighter.
Awesome. So as you jump down the helicopter, from what you've heard of and seen on TV about the zombies, how do you feel about being dropped down into the middle of it for the first time?
He's probably just like looking around a lot and taking in the scene here.
So as you kind of follow behind, you all get into the building and head down to the meeting room, where this is probably, by the time you guys are landing, it's like dawn. And for the doctor, you know that you've got a 24-hour window for the helicopter to come back and return, and you're under strict requirements to, quote, conduct your scientific investigation, and do not exit the building, and you're not allowed to interact with anybody who has not received the vaccine. So the question for Zach, and later I'll ask Sam and Vincent as well. Zach, you were issued experimental vaccine for the zombie virus to prevent infection and getting it and turning into a zombie. Did you take the vaccine?
Did someone explicitly tell him to take it now?
That
like when it was given to him?
That would be up to the doctor. Is it just mission
I
orders in writing, or did you like shove it in his face?
The doctor hasn't handed it out yet.
Oh, okay. then that maybe hasn't even occurred yet. Has the doctor taken the vaccine?
Oh Lord, no.
Okay. So you
I have
arrive
this
at dawn. Oh, go ahead.
I have this strange feeling of who the first person to take it will be.
Well, Tori's not here.
Becca just lost it.
No.
I think So, anyways, it's dawn. You go to the meeting room, which is on one of the taller floors of the building, and inside you see Graves and Peter. You've already assembled, waiting. Graves, go ahead and roll a body check for me real quick.
Oh boy, that's lovely.
Up all night, just heart pounding, adrenaline. You are totally fine. You're not fatigued from being up late, and I don't know. How do you feel about being in the city at this point? You've seen the zombies and avoided them so far, but you kind of have had first taste, except for what Peter's seen.
In his mind, Graves has likely a mix of nervousness and calmness because this isn't his first rodeo with the undead.
That's very true. You've seen a different type of undead down in Mexico. How does Peter looking? You've had a chance to eat, get some sleep maybe, if you wanted to.
Ugly. I mean, he looks fine.
Okay, that's funny.
He's looking fine. During I don't know. You never gave me those bullet points of things that I should watch out for, but I do know.
I'll message you them.
I do know that there are areas that Peter thinks we should definitely stay away from, and maybe just potentially just nuke certain zones, because nothing about that area felt right. Happy that we're not going there. Small seismic activity, a little bit of other stuff. Hey, robots is definitely easier to deal with for rats. Just chew some wires. But a good nap was helpful, and yeah. I'm ugly looking as my token is, but my charisma's not completely horrible, so I must be funny or something, because my charisma is not in my face. Hello?
Sorry, I was muted. Your charisma
Okay.
is
not in my
one.
face.
Not a 1. but it's but I ain't gonna lie, you ugly. Oh really? Of course you are. So Dr. Desdemona, your team lead on this mission, being the highest ranking QB officer. How do you want to approach getting to WIS Tower?
I'm not too sure. At the moment, definitely the doctor would, seeing Graves and Peter, would look over at Graves and like grin and be like, I didn't see you on the helicopter, and then be like, how long have you been in town?
How long has it been since Peter's been in town? How long has it been?
I think it was what, 2 months or something like that. I forget.
Does Peter? Are we like all together? And does
You're at a
Peter
conference table now.
Okay, can I tell that he's like talking to Graves?
Roll a perception.
Okay, because I'm not sure if I was paying attention. Oh, I have a really good perception, but we'll see.
I'm gonna say Sam and Vincent are also in the room because they would have come on the helicopter with you guys, but they are the silent type today. Yeah, so you can tell that he's talking to Graves. They seem to have some sort of history.
Graves would respond with, I had some other business that took me into the city. It's good to see you, Doctor. Only been here for the night. And he would get up and make his way over to hold out his hand.
Was the doc
Yes.
was the person who gave the orders for the mission that Peter went on before this?
No.
You sure?
It was
Oh.
I will not say exactly, but it looked like it came from Mission Control.
Okay. But does
also, as
Peter know? Does Peter know that Doc is in on Mission Control?
nobody knows that technically.
Okay.
And actually, as Graves, as you approach, what does the Doctor look like compared to the last time you guys saw each other? Which would have been at this point, I think, a couple months.
His hair is still dark, as he favors darker hair colors. His skin's still pale. Nose is a little different. Jawline's a little different. He may or may not be wearing contacts because it looks like his eye color is a little different. But the way that, the Doc holds himself is a little bit, revealing to those that have, been around him for a little bit, right?
Here's just from my own curiosity. Would
I feel
the
like you
old
should-
members of Team
I feel like-
Corvidae recognize you?
I feel like you should roll a charisma to see if he's gotten uglier or prettier.
That would be a medicine check, wouldn't it? Surgery.
No. I remember the last medicine check that I had gotten to alter my face was incredibly high. But
It's crazy. I remember that. Yeah.
I'll roll another one because it's probably a different face by now.
You can roll with the safe house bonuses because it would have been back there.
Okay. So 2 from physiology, 2 from... Okay, so we'll just call it a 6 and roll. 9.
So you can determine, however, if you want to look beautiful or ugly. Technically, your charisma scores.
With the Doc, I feel like it's the opposite, where all of his charisma would not come from his personality. So, just putting that out there.
I've always imagined that the Doc has, when it comes to his looks, he's not, quote unquote bad looking, right? But he's such an asshole, and you can just see it in his face. When he looks at people, you can see him judging you and shit,
Oh man, I love that so much. I love it when you describe the Doctor. So yeah, Graves, back to what was happening. You kind of go over, and yeah, the Doctor looks different from New York. You can tell it's still him. But
I think
Condescending look.
I think the one big thing as Graves walks up to the Doctor to shake his hand, Graves is definitely looking closely at the Doctor's eyes, because I think the last time when they were in Guatemala, Graves saw his eyes and there was a hint of infection behind them. So as he gets closer to shake his hand, he's definitely keeping eye contact to see if there's anything up.
why don't you roll a medicine check for me, Graves?
I would love to.
And Doctor, do you shake his hand or no?
Oh yeah, I think that when it comes to Grave, the Doc has a little bit of that physician's respect, right? Not that he's not above
He actually held the do no harm of the physician's creed.
With 4 successes, the Doctor does not look like he is infected.
Wonderful. So
Are we-
I think after the handshake, Graves would just look at everyone else and just kind of like a group introduction. Look at Zach, Peter, Sam and Vincent and just say, hello everyone, I'm Jackson Graves. I am team medic. Do me a favor, don't stray far. You'll live to see tomorrow. And then probably go back to his seat.
Sam Riley would probably say, and he can correct me later on, he'd probably say something like, don't get infected, or you won't see tomorrow.
Peter, I feel like with my perception of 6, I definitely can tell that Dr. Desdemona is in charge. Peter would like to say, with this mission, do we have something to do after, we have these directives, like somewhere we're supposed to go after instead of just hanging out like we did for 3 months or 2 months? It was horrible.
Peter, I promise that we'll be able to get you out this time if you want to come with. I have a way out. But on that note, he sets his briefcase on the table and opens it up, and that sound of decompression and a little bit of mist comes out as he opens it up, as it's clearly a little cooled, and he starts pulling out syringes, and it's all we have created a vaccine for this virus with a little bit of personal know-how. This should protect you if you do get bit.
Mm.
And he starts handing them out.
Is this the kind of thing we inject after we've been bitten, or should we take it now?
Our studies show that the best results is that it's a preventive, not a cure. So if you are already infected, it probably won't do anything. The doc kind of grins a little bit. You're not sure if that's because he knows that it will or will not work, or if he's mentally going over all the CCTV cameras of this experiment.
Seems like there's no hope for Claw. You hear Peter mention one of his missing friends. Can I roll something to determine what the heck is in this?
Be a
some
medicine
sort of
check if you're able.
medicine with a bonus from my magic.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Graves is definitely looking it over.
So the medicine check would be to try to see what is this vaccine doing or whatever. It'd be to see what it can, where, just anything more the medical side of things. If you're wanting to use something with magic, what are you trying to do with magic for it? Because they won't just stack automatically.
No, I would like to maybe not run a current through, because if there's any creatures that could potentially kill him, but some sort of not X-ray, but more or less enhance myself to better take a look at what is in this, potentially make my eye a extreme magnifying glass, a microscope, to kind of get a better look at kind of what's going on inside this medicine.
Yeah, I would consider that just a medicine roll.
But normal people don't have eyes that they could probably turn into for zooming in really close to this medicine. So I feel like it should get at least a +2.
If you want to try to give yourself keen eyesight, basically.
Yeah.
So that would be doing a ritual magic spell. If you wanted to do that just there at the table, do you care if anybody's watching you?
The ritual magic itself isn't an issue.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that really quick. That won't be that difficult without any hindrances.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll for all of those, or should I just roll the medicine?
You'd have to roll the ritual magic.
Okay, hold on. Do. How many times?
Just one, because that's probably good enough. Actually, I can tell it's good enough automatically. So yeah, so you focus in on your vision. With 4 successes, you'd get a +4.
Sweet.
With 8 successes, you can see that this is an unmarked like syringe vaccine. Doesn't have any labels on it. It's not Pfizer or Kaiser or whatever those ones are. It's
also Peter did some tests in his own on when he had primitive abilities, so I feel like he would have some basic. Okay.
Excuse me. You can tell that this seems to be a well-researched and tested vaccine. It does not look like anything that would hurt you. It looks like it would prevent you and give you antibiotics to fight infection should you get bit or any of the other things getting in proximity with zombies, as you've seen some people get turned from it just by being really close to them. But definitely it would give you a much stronger resistance against bites and stuff.
And I rolled for Graves because he was going to do the same, but he's doing it more of a medical style. You know, he probably looks at the doc and says, "No offense, I like to look into these things myself as a fellow doctor." And so he's probably doing a more more physical test. You know, he's taking the vaccine, holding it up to like a flashlight and a glow stick, and just checking it out.
When Grave does that, the doc laughs and goes, "It's not made from toilet water. I assure you."
At the other end of the table, Vincent takes the vaccine. How about Zach?
I think with Graves making like that comment about like checking into the vaccine himself, he'd look at the doc, look at Graves, look back at the doc, and be like, "I didn't go to medical school, so I'm just going to take your word for it."
Being ex-military, he's well used to just getting injected with random stuff.
Yeah, and he just like kind of like takes off his jacket and rolls up his sleeve, and he's like, "Wait, it's not like a shot you do in the butt, right?"
It's a double stat point because I just gave you one, but that was so funny.
That's hilarious.
I'm still waiting to hear
But
back
it's probably
on
a weird silence, and he's like, "That I'm just going to stab myself now." And he gives himself the injection.
Okay. I am waiting to hear back from Sam. But Graves, your results, again, same as Peter. It looks like it's going to be a benefit to you. There's definitely no highly documented research and studies and stuff like that. You don't see anything like that online or anything, but from what you can see, it seems like it would be effective.
Oh, wait a minute. When Graves starts like kind of like giving it the throwing chemicals in it to test it and like the whole 9 yards, the doc will just be like, "Okay, we really don't have time for that," and we'll like pull out his mission control phone and like swipe left on some files and like Airbnb it to him and be like, "There's the research, man."
Also, Peter would have taken the
You take it?
Yeah.
I guess pull out my Raptor cell phone and start reading the research. Because I think Graves' immediate question to the doctor and reading the research would be, is this a preventative? Do I inject it now? Or is this a, active in situation, if I get close to infection, I inject it then?
It's preventative.
If there's any other portions of information that he would get airdropped to him, you can disclose as much as you want, Doc, or just leave it at that.
Okay, so I was gonna message you this, but I'm just gonna say it out loud because, like, we all know it's the truth. The doc is sending him all the, like, positive information about it and the research, but, like, all the heinous parts of, like, the experiments, he's, like, not showing Graves that shit. He knows Graves would
Is it even redacted or just deleted?
It's like, yeah, it's not even, you're not even, none of that. Like, you're not getting, like, the controls and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Graves would read all the good stuff. Okay, well, now that you've said that, I have a funny question. You don't have to give me a roll for it. But would there be a role as a fellow doctor to notice if there's anything suspicious? Because the testing is done a lot. Would I be able to notice this is all oddly just good results?
That'd be an administration check.
I mean,
Alright.
really, he's just not showing you the video footage of, like, the controls that ripped each other apart because they
Yeah.
wanted to see, like, certain things, like, what happens if they're infected first, then we inject them, like he doesn't want you to see that heinous stuff.
I don't think, because Graves has spent some time with the doctor. He knows what the doctor does. So I don't think he's too concerned with the bad results. He's just thinking, this is way too good to be true. So he wants to see if anything is missing, which is why I will roll that administration.
You can have synergy with medicine, so +2.
Okay.
It's gonna be real funny if you find the control videos and it's just like, oh no, what did you do?
That would be a investigation check to find stuff, but you can tell that this is a limited reveal. There's definitely much more to the study, but these are all kind of like the highlights. It's like the handout you'd give to people rather than the full-on PhD study.
Yeah. I think in Graves' mind, he's thinking to himself, I respect the doctor, so I'm not going to say anything now, but if I live to see tomorrow, I'm going to look into this. But he will, roll up his sleeve and take the injection at the doctor's word.
Okay. I'm still not sure if Sam has taken it or not, but we will kind of just skip over that. Everybody would be accounted for at this point. Doctor, what would you like to do now?
Now I have a question. With my 2 empathy, would the doc have noticed that Peter mentioned a cure for claw?
Roll an empathy check.
I did. I rolled a 2.
Oh, a 2?
Which is average. That's as best as it gets for me.
Yeah. You would catch the name Claw, and you would, with your intelligence, that name is a name that you have heard and assigned before. So yeah, he's an or he was a Spider Team member. Whether you have the reports and stuff from his previous missions or not, those don't come to mind right away. But yeah, you catch the name Claw.
The doc, dealing with everything, would also be checking his phone records for any information about Claw and
okay,
what my last known where he was, what was going on, all that kind of stuff.
His last known station was here in New York. I think it was at the QIT Tower, if I remember correctly. It was actually. The second thing you would do, you would have to roll an investigation plus your admin. Investigation plus rank.
Oh, that was rude. 8.
So you access his file, you check through, and his last mission assignment was being dropped into the Blackout Zone on a mission to investigate Biotechnica Lab. He was reported mission complete, returned back to QIT Tower, and he's been stationed there since. And then he's marked as a KIA from a couple months ago.
Right. The moment that the doc could, like, you know, after, like, getting everything handled and all that, could, like, take Peter aside and ask, like, some questions about that, he would.
Okay. So, there'd be some discussion probably on best way to get to WIS Tower, or what's the plan? Because the briefing is still, everybody's at the table, so if you want to get him aside right away, that's not just yet.
Right. First of all, yeah, he would look at Peter and be like, Peter, under my knowledge, you've been in this situation. Yeah, those are the exact words I would normally use. Longer than any of us. And do you know any routes through this? Any information that could be beneficial to our cause today? We're trying to get to the WIS Tower.
About 2 blocks from here is an entrance to a relatively green path. There's a few yellow paths that you have to take to get to where we need to go, but there's some green paths, and I could probably get you through one of them.
The doc would look at, like, you know, whatever peon is in their room and tell them to, like, go and bring us a map of the city. And, like, look at Peter and be like, okay, Peter.
The sewers. We need a map of the sewers and the subways and the underground systems.
That's not Sam. He does not have a good survival. Vincent does. So Vincent will just be like, I got it right here, and pull out a map of New York with spread it out across the table.
All of that is red. And then Peter would mark a specific area. And this is black. This is true black. You don't want to go there. And it's hopefully not in the area we need to go. But if I get a map of the sewers, then I can give us some green and some yellow maybe. But this is all red.
Do we have a map of the sewers as well? I don't know. I just imagine like one of those clear like cellophane like pages that has like the overlay printed on it, where you can like lay it over the map and also see through it.
Those are cool.
I'm gonna take the liberty of rolling Vincent to check from this really quick. Nope, I only brought the top. I didn't think about the underground.
Hey, Adrian, would Peter have gotten one in his...
Physical map or memory map?
You
can roll survival.
We're looking... Yeah, let's...
That might actually be streetwise, actually.
Okay, I can roll that too, but
yeah,
I already rolled survival.
Getting an actual map would be streetwise, actually.
Okay.
Or investigation, if you wanted to try to find one online.
Oh, I think my investigation would be better. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So,
do I get a synergy with computers?
Technically, no, because there's no internet. Everything's blocked off because of the blackout zone.
I mean,
would the QIT tower have like
Wi-Fi,
like Skynet or like HughesNet or something, like satellite internet?
Satellite internet is
probable, even though it'd be very like restricted, like you're not allowed to post anything. But yeah, actually, because you're in the safe camp with the Quantum Black building, you probably would. Yeah, so you can roll investigation checks for using online to pull up files and stuff.
I won't give myself a synergy. I'll just say that it lets me roll it in the first place. So.
Door the Explorer. Nobody has a physical one that you can like draw on, but getting online, you're able to pull up prints and stuff as much as is commonly available.
Can I get like a green marker and a yellow highlighter and kind of highlight estimate on the map?
Yeah.
On the map of kind of the areas that are safe, and then a big black X over the area that we don't want to go to. A question mark near where the trimmers are. And just kind of lay out kind of what we're looking at. All of the entrances and exits are just kind of where our path is.
Yeah, we'll definitely try and formulate like a route based upon the information that Peter's giving us and stuff.
And then some of the sewers that are kind of
Hobo network
like
safe.
Hobo network safe and rat safe. I'm gonna have question marks in some zones because I'm not sure of the area of mass that someone needs to be able to fit through some sections. But I mean, a good demolitions expert could fix some of those problems.
You got 2 of those here, basically. So you can set your course for getting there. It sounds like you're going to take mostly the sewers and the subway.
Sounds like home.
And stuff like that. Okay. So do you want to head out? Or is there anything else, any other preparations you guys want to do, or any discussions?
The doc was going to pull me to the side, but somebody else might talk to first.
I think Graves is just getting ready. You know, if he hears we're going to be spending a good amount of times in sewers, he probably says, "Good thing I brought this." Zips open his duffel and pulls out a gas mask and straps it to like his belt just to be ready.
That will definitely help with the body checks.
But otherwise, Graves is just setting up. You know, he's looking over the map, making sure all his gear is in check, checking his ammo count.
Okay. Anything from Zach preparation-wise?
Probably just the basics of like putting his. I forgot what we went with armor. I think it was just like a vest or whatever. Should probably like putting that on, making sure he's got.
You've got the full combat vest. So you're
Okay.
like, yeah, you've got body armor basically.
Woo! Yeah. So get that on. Check and make sure that I got all my weapons, all that good stuff.
Would you wear body armor helmet, the Kelvar helmet with it, or no?
Not like right now. He'd probably like have it on the table and like whenever we're leaving.
But you do want to go helmet on when you eventually go?
Yes.
Cool. Dr. Desdemona, any other preparations you wish to take?
Other than checking my like ammo count and stuff like that, and taking Peter aside and talking with Peter, I think that's about it.
Okay, and I just sent you a quick message.
Peter, I think, would restock whatever he could.
Yeah, you can re-gear with whatever you're missing.
Could I get a silencer for my Glock?
Yeah, that's easy enough. Okay, so as everybody's kitting out with the last minute preparations, Doctor, you want to pull Peter aside?
Yes. The doc will pull Peter aside at a certain point when it's convenient and start asking Peter some questions. The moment they're alone, he will look at Peter and be like, "Peter, you mentioned Agent Claw. From my files, I don't see other than KIA. He was infected. Can you tell me the details?"
It's been a while, but from what I recall, he was taken by a horde. He wasn't immediately eaten, at least not that I could see. But I'm not sure if he's killed. They're just... Peter's contemplating how to call zombies. Unalived. Unalived.
The doc, slightly seeing an opportunity, will look at Peter and go, I know you want out, but how much does your friend matter to you?
He is important. You see very much that if Peter needed to stay behind just to get his friend back, he would be willing to do that, despite him not really wanting to be in New York for too much longer.
The doc nods and, like, reaches into his pocket and pulls out clearly contained, like, with, like, a safety cap over the needle syringe that seems to be a little bit of a different color than the original syringe in the briefcase, and, like, looks at Peter and goes, give this to your friend and, you know, see what happens. I'll give you my number. You can keep in contact. And he walks away.
Yes, sir. Totally sketch, but yeah, Peter doesn't question it.
So you can add that to your inventory. As you depart, unless there's anything else, I think we've covered the prep. You guys wish to make your way those 2 blocks over to the first tunnels going down to the subway? Or do you want to wait till any certain time of day? It's like I said, dawn. Early morning.
Peter would give his recommendation based off of when we should start, when the zombies are the least active, because I'm pretty sure from here to the green zone is a little bit of a not safe area, so the time of least activity, and according to my rats as well.
Yeah, you would know from your experience that there is no, like, sleeping zombie zone. It's not like Attack on Titan where they're, like, at night. They're alert at all times.
So much more convenient. Okay. Do I kind of know, based off of my rats, like, where the hordes are and the ones to watch out for between here and the sewer?
You can roll a fresh perception check if you... Holy
Excellent.
crap. You can roll perception. Yeah, it seems like the QIT building is pretty quiet so far. Everything around you, the first couple blocks, you don't think are going to be an issue at all.
The first couple blocks, at least, to get to where I need to go.
Yeah, you can get to the tunnels, the subway station.
Right now would be a good time to go if people are ready.
Okay. The spider team, who happened to be a fan of Zigzag, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they were. One of them, I think I signed one of their, like, outfits or something. One of them has the red Z on them.
Yep. So he's got the Z patch, and he's got he's been promoted by Mission Control for outstanding valor and responsibility to duty of defending the tower and stuff. But he receives the suitcase and just gives the doc a firm nod, and like I said, he looks a little more grizzled now, kind of a long beard at this point. You're able to drop those off, and if you wish to disembark, you may do so.
I think we're disembarking, and I feel like I'm taking the lead.
I was gonna say I'm following lead of whoever's tracking.
Yeah. Before I embark, can I cast a spell of cloaking around me for so that way our presence is less detected, Adrian?
You can. That'd be ritual magic, difficulty of 3.
Cool.
And I would like to know how it looks when you're casting. I always enjoy that.
Peter, when he casts, kind of wiggles his nose a little bit, and his fingers kind of twitch, like he's messing with not a computer, but some sort of unseen thing in the air, like he's messing around trying to figure out where he's going, like on a server, but none of this is seen. But in his head, he's kind of going through what kind of spells he has, and that's what he wants. And he kind of starts to focus in on the particular spell and kind of brings his hands up and brings them down. And as he does that, all of a sudden, like, not the surrounding became blurry, but there's like, fogged glass. Like it looked like a layer of that just came down, but then it went clear after it landed.
Sweet. So go ahead and roll your ritual magic. And are you telling them all to like sit still while you do it for them? Or is it just on yourself?
I cast it on myself, but I would say stay close. And I think that if they go outside and inside, they actually can notice, like, because as they come into like the area, they notice that layer of fog kind of go over and clear.
Okay.
If they go in and out of it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your magic check real quick. It's a difficulty of 3, so you ignore the first 3 successes.
Dealing with kids.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Okay. I think this is my magic. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that would be an actual ritual. So you don't cast the spell fully yet, but if you're doing it before you go down, you can just roll again and keep stacking successes.
Yeah. I'll just 6 seconds, 12 seconds.
Where's my magic?
18 seconds. How long are we keeping this going?
So that'd be 2, 2, and then 4. So after the 3 rounds of casting, it comes through and you cast the spell.
Okay.
Sam Riley also took the vaccine, by the way.
Oh. I don't.
Everybody who has the vaccine, you will gain a +4 resistance bonus, so an extra +4 dice defense against zombie bites and infection.
Ooh, lovely.
What would that go under, resources or talents?
You can put it under a resource because the duration is undetermined.
+3?
+4.
+4.
So you move.
Did you want me to roll survival or nah?
You kind of you roll survival, unless anybody is wanting to help. Technically,
Do I get...
someone else was pretty good at survival too. If you wanted to tag team it, but if you want to just lead with like your rats,
do I get a bonus for my rats?
Yeah, it'd be
the
+2.
very least. Okay, that's awful.
Yeah,
I feel like that's at least enough to get to where I know where we need to go, where I've been before.
Okay. If you're basically trying to get to the opposite corner of the map, would you want to go this way or this way?
Hold on. Which way?
Right or down?
Hey guys, there's no wrong answer. If anybody wants to help me with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a survival of 5. Couldn't I have helped with that?
Yeah, you can. You can just roll 2 more dice. If you do any dice and just the evens are success.
My survival's good. That was just a really crappy roll.
I can see that your survival is good. You have an average of 5.
Doc, do you want to roll 2 dice for me real quick?
Oh, okay. I figured you were gonna. Okay. Sure.
This is just your +2 bonus, and however many are successes gets added in.
1.
Do you want to go down through alleyways or to the right?
If this is a team vote, Graves would suggest alleyways, more cover, less open.
Peter would be more also inclined to do alleyways. Bottom right. Where's our sewer, Adrian?
The bottom right corner.
Okay.
The doc would make a comment about how everyone that's saying we should go through the alleys is kind of dumb because, like, if, we get blocked in, we have nowhere to go, but, whatever, you're the guide. I mean, I'm only saying that because we know that the doc's going to be an ass about it.
It's okay. You rolled a 6 survival with the bonus, so...
Okay.
If you are going to go through here...
I'm thinking the alleyway still, yeah.
Yeah, you would notice if you had gone right, there's a zombie in the car, contained. As you go down through the alleyway, you notice that there are 2 zombies in another alley. Hold on, that's the wrong thing. They're eating something.
Everyone needs to stay close to me.
But otherwise, it looks like they're fairly distracted.
We're all staying close together, and we're being very quiet. Can I move us as a group slowly?
I'm purposely staying in the back because I want people to walk past me so I can cover everyone.
Okay, I'll put them
Okay.
I'm just going to take Sam and Vincent off. They'll be in the middle, though.
Yeah, cool. I'm walking ahead, but people are very, very... Can I have, like, a rat run down this alleyway down here and see if this kind of way is clear?
Yes, you can roll perception.
Cool. Oh.
Oh, my...
It was a 5.
Yeah, no, I had to roll. My chat was stuck way up high, so I just rolled down.
Oh.
So this pathway looks pretty clear. You do note that in the distance there's a zombie horde, but with your 6 successes on survival, you've navigated away and around from that. So these zombies are not close by with the path that you've chosen.
Okay.
So these are all off map, basically. You've skirted.
Oh, okay. I was like, those are really close to the end of the...
Yeah,
the map.
they're
Okay.
not actually there because you rolled good on your survival.
Yeah, I want to go this way. Up, down.
Okay.
A narrow pathway that seems very calm. Everyone should stay with me as well.
As you go through, can everybody roll stealth for me? And
You get a +2.
Yeah.
Probably.
With the
Or 4. What was it, Adrian?
With the one you did, it'd be a +4.
Yay! Congratulations. Stealth. 4.
Hold on a second. So it's +4. So it's only a +2 for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not trained in stealth.
Okay. So as you are kind of covering the back, I imagine you're walking backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
In doing that, you don't pay attention exactly, and you kind of stumble back over a bag of trash, and the signature can rattles and rolls across the alley. And
Can I have a rat run by when that happens, Adrian? Please?
No.
Dang it.
Hold on. Very quick, everybody, please just roll a quick initiative.
Meh.
When the trash can gets knocked or whatever, or like the soda can or whatever it was, the doc, like, kind of like a little bit, like he's trying to, like, not just full-blown laugh, but he is kind of snickering under his breath.
It definitely is like a silent, like, shit from Graves. The dock disappeared from my map.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What happened?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't worried, but I wasn't not that worried. Like, gee.
Replacement doc to the rescue. Is that everybody?
No, I still need to roll.
Of the people who are here, there's also the...
Yeah. The other two are not participating here. They're present, but they're not going to be active. Okay. So, Peter, you hear the can kind of... and hear the doc laugh. Peter, Graves goes, shit. What do you do? Now you can have your rats do something, if you want.
Can I have my rats kind of run kind of past them a little bit? I don't know if I can draw a path for it.
Like here, I'll just pull up a rat token for you, and you can use that.
Oh, wait, nope.
Did that work? Where did it go? It didn't.
It's right here, but I can't move it.
You're about to be able to. Controlled by all. There you go.
Cool. I have the rat horde run, and kind of part of it scampers in the sewer, and one of them kind of like sits up, like it's having a staring contest with the zombies.
What would be perform? I
Deception
think it would be. This would be more performance, I think.
Performance. Oh, okay. My charisma sucks. But yeah, this is.
You can have +2 because of the rats.
Yay!
Oh
I
man,
get a total of 2 on this.
I should have played BB, and then I could have like ventriloquismed her voice across.
Well, that I don't think is gonna work.
Okay, one of them looks for a second, but it goes, and that kind of like looks around the corner. Dr. Desdemona. Or unless there's something else you want to do. Did you want to move too?
No, I really. Hey, Adrian, how does concentration work for these spells? Does this particular spell I need to hold concentration on?
If you get anything that's heavy focus, like would a spell that might replace it, or if you take damage, or if you are distracted by something else.
Okay. So then I could do a quick harm spell because that doesn't really. Okay. Can I do a harm spell with either penalty for not having line of sight on?
I would say you need
them?
line of sight unless you're going to create a ritual.
Because the rats did it. I don't know. Okay. If I can't, okay. You don't have to have it in the other one, but you get a penalty for not being able to see them.
I'd say you'd have to do a lot more like sit at a table seance type magic to be able to do it without seeing someone.
Okay.
Did you want to
move? Peter wants to know if we're gonna go down this alleyway or if we're gonna fight off these zombies. That's kind of what Peter wants to look for based off of the group.
I guess.
Am I able to tell that real quick?
You can ask, yeah.
Fighting or going? I think we're gonna have to fight him. Peter will stick his head out over here and kind of get out of the way. Squeeze
as combat music slowly turns up.
Okay. That's Peter.
Okay, Doc, what do you want to do?
The doc would, like, can he, like, hear, like, them, like, around the corner?
Yeah, it sounds like they're perked up and about to move towards you, or move around the corner to investigate the noise.
The doc would flip his trench coat and put his hand on his sidearm, and then, like, think about it real hard, and be like, that would not be beneficial for anyone but me, and, like, kind of, like, takes a little bit of a turn to, like, kind of slink around the corner.
Okay.
And then, as, like, since he's not actually pulling out his sidearm, right, as an action, he's, like, gonna be like, we need to move, we need to, like, not cause a scene, right, and, put up his guardian. So anyone within 10 feet of him has, like, +2 to their, like, defense or whatever.
Nice. This goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and sees the group of heroes and goes. Okay. And then moves again 1, 2, 3, and starts like trying to like jump onto Graves, but double move, so he can't attack this round. Did they both roll 4s?
Yeah.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and that's basically as far as it's thinking. It's just the first thing, but 2 moves can't do anything. Zach.
Ooh, since we're trying to, like, be quick and quiet, Zach is gonna pull out his bow, and I would like to shoot this zombie.
Go for it. Okay. The arrow sticks into its neck and it goes, "Arr!" But it is still up.
Adrian, every time you make a zombie noise, your mic cuts it out, and I feel like I'm missing something.
Zombie noise.
So, it's likely just your microphone
Yeah.
peaking. Loud sounds, you get cut out.
Can you
Okay.
do it quietly?
Insert
'Cause
zombie noise.
yeah, I was definitely missing on something.
It could also just be microphone sensitivity, how high you have
Probably.
it.
I have
Yeah.
all the muting the extra noises. I could try to turn them off for now, just so you can be grossed out by me being weird. Okay.
You being awesome, you mean?
So you have quick draw, Zach. So this probably for everybody else. I don't even know if they know that you have this, but you've got a compound bow that kind of like springs out of your bag, and before anyone can see, it's drawn back with an arrow, and thud, the zombie has a arrow in its shoulder. You can still move if you wish, or do another like sort of move. Something else. I think you technically that would be your attack action, so it'd be a movement. Is the other option.
I am gonna choose to stay where I am.
Okay. Graves. I am going to ask you to roll a quick sanity check, please.
Sure. If it's to deal with the undead, are there any bonuses because I've fought the undead before? It's a different variety, but I still have seen, The Walking Dead.
It's more like against fright that 2 are jumping on to you, so like
Okay.
it's not like you're necessarily going to go insane, but like just I would like to see how you're dealing with it. So
Average 2 successes.
I'd say take 1 point, but you're still fully in control. It's just like, holy shit, these zombies are on top of me already. That type of thing.
All right. Yeah, Graves would probably, like, under his breath, just shit, not again. And so he is, again, doing the backstepping. And as he's like backstabbing, he probably gets back a little bit, and with his rifle, probably takes some shots into this one right up here.
Okay. Go ahead. Are
And
you?
it is silenced.
So you're single couple shots, just like.
Yeah, just pop, pop, pop.
Okay. One of the limbs almost like gets blown off by the point blank, almost shooting. But it's still up. It takes a couple rounds to the torso and staggers, reaches for you with its other hand.
And then, yeah, he's just like shit as he fires those shots, and then just backs up to be more with the group.
Okay.
What is my movement? 1. Yeah, he just gets right there.
Okay. Mr. Peter. You now have a line of sight on them, by the way. You might be muted.
Oh, is it my turn again?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm so not used to being a boy character. Peter, right? Me. Can I do a harm spell on the one on the left? Just he's in the line of sight at this point, and I just want to drop them so we can get out of here because somebody's making noise, and I feel uncomfortable with it.
How'd you like to manifest that?
Basically, you kind of see him make a claw motion in the air, like a creature clawing to defend themselves, and I just want to get them gone.
Okay. And then you're doing the top one?
Yeah, the one on the top, the one that wasn't shot by Zach.
Okay, and this is a magical attack. How would you like to kill it?
All of a sudden, you just see 3 claw marks, despite the fact that Peter has 4 fingers other than his thumb. It's like 3 claw marks scratched down his face and into his torso, and the zombie just starts bleeding and drops.
Okay. It just crumples to the ground, eviscerated. So that is an action, so you can move still if you wish, or if you wanted to, you could try to regain control of rats, but now I think your focus is mostly on this stuff.
Yeah, I kind of in the back of my mind, actually, instead of moving, can I use that mental space to have my rats that are kind of keeping a track on that horde to see if they've noticed anything?
Okay, roll a free perception.
Yay. Five.
This is a perfect opportunity because I forgot to do this, but please roll just a flat d6.
I wish I had my dice working. That's a 3. Fail.
You can tell that the bark of that first zombie when it saw someone seems to have attracted more zombies, but they're not here yet.
Okay, I say we're on a timer now. Basically, that more zombies are coming because you're loud, Grapes.
The doc.
Hearing Peter say that we're on a timer now, he, mentally notes that, we're probably drawing attention. And then, looks around. I would like a perception, saying that based upon, what I'm seeing around us and stuff on the map, that we're, in between, what looks like restaurants and whatnot. The doc would like to, perception check for, a propane tank or whatever.
Okay. I will point out, if you wish to have stuff like that, you can also spend style points for it to be there, period. But go ahead and roll for it, because I know it's more fun.
How many would it take to make sure that there was one, just for notes?
1 style point.
1 style point?
Or
it looks like I have 11, so I'll just throw one on the board.
Okay, if you wish. There is There's a grill, and it looks like an unlooted propane tank, still screwed into the grill, but it looks like a nice 5-gallon.
Okay. The dock.
Actually, I think they're 2.5 now that I think about it. But anyways.
See, and I was thinking like the restaurant-style propane tanks, the
Oh.
ones that are like behind the back of the building that are like
The big kind.
you know,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
big kind
No,
that are
yeah,
like.
that's fine too. It can be the giant one. That's probably why it wasn't looted.
Alright, the dock will. Where is it in relation to me? Is it like in our alleyway or?
Let's say it would be in the interior of the alley, so it'd be either on this side or this side. Actually, that's GM. Sorry. It'd be here or here.
Alright, the dock will move 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have a movement of 4, but since Vincent would be in that space, can I just like get onto the other
yeah,
side?
they actually had more movement anyways. They're moving to try to keep the front clear.
Alright, well then I'll get here then. Am I close enough to, like, you were saying it's like right here?
Yeah, it would be in the alley. Probably has a little fence around it type thing or whatever, but you can get through that.
The dock will like reach into his like trench coat and pull out some C4 and start adorning it to the propane tank.
Okay, demolitions, please.
Okay. Where's my demolitions? There it is. Alright, I will spend. It was already open. I didn't have to do that. Sweet. I will spend 4 style points. For a 4-point bonus.
Ooh.
5.
That's still good enough to plant C4.
Right. So yeah, he's gonna like start setting that up, and he's just gonna essentially like, I guess not yell, right? But he's gonna try to say loud enough that anyone in the alley potentially could hear. That I'm rigging up a distraction.
Okay. And we'll just say everybody in the team can hear that efficiently.
If anything, he would use comms, right? Like.
Nice. The zombie with the arrow in it begins to kind of lunge forwards. Graves and Zach, both of you please roll charisma checks. Which ones look tastier?
Well, one of them shot them, and the other one just made a noise before, so you know.
Yeah, they're both being aggressive, but it's thinking with its stomach.
Which one?
Wait, isn't one of them dead?
One's dead, yeah. The other's has an arrow in its neck. But it is going to go towards the one that's just in front of it because you both look equally threatening and equally tasty. And it goes through and tries to lunge at Zach with a bite. Please roll defense. Oh, hold on. This is the wrong sheet.
Did you add your modifiers for your armor?
Where's my zombie? Okay, I just have
What? How do I know if I did add my modifiers for my armor?
it should say defense X, and then the box next to it's either 0, 3, or 4.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Okay. So you take 1 point. Hold on. Did you have any modifier on there for it? Let me see. Yes, you do have your bonus on there. So it does bite you. You would need to roll a body check with a +4. and then you'll take 1 point of damage. Okay. So it kind of grabs onto you as you're trying to draw back for another thing, and kind of bites into more your forearm, which does have clothes, and your body armor probably has, like, I don't know if it would have greaves or not actually, but you feel the pinch down as this humanoid jaw tears into your skin a little bit. You take 1 point, and that's it for this. And then it's you're actually the next one up.
Sorry, I had to get the dogs to stop barking so I could unmute. I don't. Is there? I'm assuming there would be like a disadvantage for trying to shoot the bow from this close.
From point blank, it gets. I think it's a bonus to its defense, but it might be.
I think it's a
taking
-2 on the
penalty.
attack.
It probably is a -2 actually, the way Quantum Black or the Ubiquity is.
But keep in mind, this isn't D&D. There is no attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you
can
could
move
literally
back.
step back, exactly.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. Because that's the exact mindset I had.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna
Also,
back up a little bit.
Please roll a sanity check also. I forgot about that. That should be your top skill.
Oof. Wait, the sanity is what?
Sanity is
Oh,
listed
now I
as
see it. I was looking in the wrong spot.
Charisma and will.
Okay. You take 1 point of sanity also, as you are being attacked by a zombie, up close and personal. But you are not frozen or anything. You can still do your thing. So you backpedal. And what else?
And then I'm gonna shoot it with the bow.
Okay.
I scrolled too far down.
You what, headshot? Where would you shoot this thing?
Yeah, headshot.
Okay. The head jerks back with an arrow in its neck, and now the forehead, and it sinks backwards and collapses.
Yeah.
So that is a movement attack. Graves.
Graves is just gonna filter down the alleyway. The other's here, and he's just gonna turn and start filtering down.
Okay.
You see the dock glancing C4.
Yeah, I'm making my way past that.
Okay.
All of a sudden, there's a little bit of a skip to your step.
Yeah, I'm moving. I turn on my heel into the alleyway. I see the doc prepping C4 on a gas tank, and suddenly Graves has gone from a fast walk to he might as well be sprinting.
Okay. So do you wish to like double move type of a thing?
At most, I would move to the edge of the alleyway with the others.
Yeah, and they've made it sure it's clear. If you get to the edge of the alleyway, you can roll perception.
Sure.
Okay. And Peter, what would you like to do?
I messaged you.
Let me check.
I also was wondering if I could perception my rats real quick. Like, how is the horde coming closer, and how far about do we have? He kind of would like to. My question, actually, I forgot to type it out. It was I still holding that spell of cloaking on all of us? Because none of the stuff I did was technically concentration.
I'd say you're good with your spell. But
okay,
it's,
cool.
It's just in a radius, right? It's just like the Guardian talent where it's just around you. So, yeah.
5. Peter double moves here.
Okay. You can roll perception as well.
Okay. I did roll perception. Do you want me to roll it again?
Oh, if that was for recent when you got to the alley? Or to the street?
Yeah, that was just now.
Okay, then both you and Graves can see that that zombie horde that you had bypassed, it's approaching back down towards the noise, having heard the call from the first zombie. You could roll also an intelligence check.
Cool. Intelligence. Where did my intelligence? Oh, right.
Primary.
Yeah.
You remember after the zombie cried out, I had you roll a d6. You can intuit that's how many rounds it'll take before the horde is getting back to this area.
And how many has it been?
With 5, you know that 2 rounds have passed.
Okay. You see Peter motioning, like, we want to get quickly and stay near me, kind of thing.
So, Doc, you are finished with your charges, so you're up next.
Alright. The doc will move up behind the group and he'll whisper, I've attempted a makeshift distraction. If we can get through unseen, maybe we can detonate the thing and, draw attention to it rather than to us. We might even be able to run.
Or Peter points out a narrow section in the street. We could just, blow the zombies when we're there. You see where the cars are kind of narrow. Because we need to be on the other side.
This is the subway,
But
by the way.
I assume Zach catches up and that we start moving as a group collectively towards where we need to get.
Zach.
Yeah, Zach would do like a little scurry to grab his crossbow bolts, like out of the, or not cross, whatever.
Yeah.
Like crossbow's a different type of, but yeah, bolts, and like scurry back.
Okay. I won't make you roll for that. You can. Well, it would take you a little bit of time to go this way, or unless you want to just go around the alley.
At that point, that alley's
back
clear.
The way this way, and then come down here by the van. You could do it that way too, so it's on the way.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay, and you're really fast too, so you can kind of run here, collect, and then kind of run here, basically. And I think that's roughly 2 times.
And then I think us group moves. Can we just move together since it's all of us now?
Graves would have the last turn before he can shift out of turn order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would be sticking to the edge of the buildings and just shimmying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then moving alongside this van 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, like right here.
Okay, so we should be. This is the last round, the third round. Start of the third round. So you have enough time, because at this point, if you're not doing anything else, you can quadruple run, but that's going to be at like defense penalties and stuff. So if you all wanted to hustle to the subway staircase, you could, as long as your movement allows you to. Vincent and Sam are enough to run here. I know, Zach, your movement is really fast, so you could get there too. The dock, I know, is not as fast.
No, my movement's 4.
Oh, that's better than I thought. I thought you were 3. Did you improve at one point?
That was someone in the Ronin.
Oh.
I would be waiting on the dock. I would follow after him.
Okay.
I'm trying to get us together and kind of stay at a middle point, so I probably would be kind of closer to here, depending on how far the dock get, because I want him to stay in my area of.
Okay. So, how far can you move, Doc?
I can move to there.
Doc, you're slow.
Yeah, well, my run is 8 moves, so
okay.
It's not very far.
Are you quadruple move running though? If you full on sprint, you can. But if you're only moved 2 times, or
Oh, if I can quadruple run, then
two times is basically move with no penalty to defense, and then quadruple run is like you're flat-footed at the end of that. So if you get attacked, you're
I could get to there then.
Okay. So, and Zach, are you going to hit the subway or no? Or do you want to wait, kind of like by the vans with the others? I think zombies are muted.
Also, I would like to note that the type of detonator I used was a burnable cell phone that was rigged to, like, essentially have, like, you know, like an alarm go off at a certain point. And then, you know, the spark from the alarm would initially cause the like, bomb to go off, but, like, giving it just enough time to, like, make some noise before going off, like, you know, like a ringer.
So you probably time it just right, because at the top of the next round, you're all kind of, they're clustered nearby the subway. The horde that was further up, it begins kind of like rushing up the streets in your general direction. You're probably crouched by the vehicles and stuff, so they don't have quite line of sight on you, and then the alarms go off, which would distract them over to it. And as they start moving up the alley to investigate, let me think about what kind of explosion that would be. Or do you want to stick around to find out?
No. No, you don't.
If the doc has passed me in movement, I'm probably like grabbing him by the shoulder and like, yay, like let's move.
The doc doesn't want to stick around because with his well-informed knowledge of that size of propane tank and that much C4, that it will be a big enough boom to do what he wants it to do.
So you want to kind of flood back towards the subway station?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially once the, like, ringer starts going off, because then, like, they're not looking at us, and, like, the sound of us, like, kind of shuffling across the street is a little bit muffled by the sound of bodies playing on a cell phone, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, you kind of just disappear down the staircase, the city behind you disappearing through that small opening, and you hear a roaring explosion as the propane C4 and a bunch of zombies are eviscerated, and kaboom. And below you, at the bottom of the staircase, you see just kind of blackness.
A quick question. We know that so Peter knows this location. Like, once we get down here, it's going to be kind of safe, right?
That was from his report so far, yes.
All right. Knowing that the information that we have, that, you know, outside will be not safer than what we'll potentially have to face on the inside, and that we may have to go loud if we do come across danger, do we see, like, some of those, like, pull down, like, fences that subways sometimes have?
Oh yeah,
I know exactly the ones.
For sure.
And some, I think some New York subways also have the sideways ones as well.
Yeah, they do. Most of them do, and they. I was
Some
just
do
looking
have
at
the
my.
top down, but others mostly have the sideways.
I was looking at my larcery just to see about unlocking them, because I'm pretty sure the Hobo Network would have locked up quite a few of them, just to kind of create more of a safe zone. So, yeah, I was looking at that.
And also,
Well, I'm glad we all kind of have the same idea of, like, cover our ass.
Also, here's the funny thing. I'm thinking most New York subways also have the
grate.
like the grate, and also like the turnstile that you have to push around in the circle. No zombies getting through that.
Yeah. gra-
Well,
uh,
if a zombie tries getting over the MetroCard station, those are locked unless you got a MetroCard, so they're just gonna fumble over it.
the yeah, Peter definitely has like a magic version of that is like, let me through. It's been a while since I've been to the New York subway station.
And it's a
So
good thing I live it.
So you cast power word open sesame.
Yes, yes, I do. I absolutely do.
That's a stop point. Oh, what happened to your stop points? Did you use a bunch? Oh, you did it for C4, right?
A C4 and like I think like one other thing.
Yeah.
As to spawn the tanker.
Yeah,
As we move down into the subway station, with it being not as open, I think Graves does take his gas mask, unclip it, throw it on, and if the doc is still in the back with him, he would probably. Graves is trying to be discreet about it, but probably not so much to anyone who's close by.
His version of discreet, as Peter has seen, sucks.
His version of discreet is I'm
just gonna walk across the
and
street and
make sure no one sees me.
broad daylight.
But trying to be discreet about it, but probably not really to anyone close to him, despite being in the back of the group, which is why I pointed out the doctor. He does he does roll up one of his sleeves and injects himself with a sanity stim to go back up to full.
Okay, I believe that gives you a style point, if I'm not mistaken.
It does.
Wait, did I just see you like fucking stem up?
Yeah, he throws on the gas mask, and then if you're nearby him, you probably he's not doing a good job at being quiet about it or stealthy about it, but you probably do see out of like the corner of your eye him lag back a little bit, roll up his sleeve, and inject himself with a stim.
Stealth is not your middle name.
No, not at all.
Nope,
Can I
it's
roll
the
a
necromancer.
perception? Can I roll a perception just to see if I saw that?
Sure, I'll put you at -2 though, because you're in the back. Or he's in the back.
Cool.
I figured it was only fair that I roll 2.
Yeah.
Doc, you see it. Peter, you maybe can smell it?
I definitely can
You-
smell
you
it. That's what I was thinking.
Turn your head for a second and Graves' injection.
Yeah. I probably, by the time we get in the sewer and are like away, I would probably let go.
Are you taking the sewer or the subways? The tunnels?
Sorry, the safe path, the subway. Yeah, sorry, the subway. Peter would kind of let go of the concentration on that stealth set, and kind of do like not a detect, but in combination with whatever rats are around, he would do a sensor sonar type of spell just to kind of figure out what is the safest path to take now. I don't mind coming in contact with the hobo network. I think I could get us through pretty good.
Just
and
roll a survival, because
Cool.
based off the path that you're taking, it is through some of the green. We call them green
Yeah.
versus red paths, but green ones are in the tunnels are the cleared basically by the hobo network marked as.
And you said we could get some supplies from QIT, and Peter did stock up specifically on cheese, but he probably would have gotten some of the other stuff for a better. Oh, that sucks. For a better. Wait, I didn't have my rat bonus. For a better negotiation with the hobo network, like food and supplies.
You stock up on food.
Yeah, legit. Food stock up. Ration stock up, more like.
Graves, you can roll a perception.
Do I get an additional 2 dice for my rats?
Yeah, just roll 2 extra dice.
Okay.
Probably Graves, you didn't really
Yeah, he just
attach your...
rolls up his sleeve and just continues walking.
Oh, okay. Double checking my character sheet. Seeing Graves like stem up, the doc will kind of get like a smirk over his face, reach into his back pocket, pull out a heal stem, and hand it over, and like give him the like, here's your hookup, my guy. Like,
Can
Through
Peter get
the-
in on this? Like,
Through the gas mask, you probably get a muffled, just simple like thanks. I'll put a health stim in my inventory. He grabs it, puts it in his pocket, gives you not a sheepish, but like like a thanks.
So Peter, are you wanting to go over and engage with that from what you're seeing?
I would like to get some of that, just in case. Because he smelt something that seemed like it could have been helpful with his extended mission that he has to go on. Because he's thinking about that too. Also part of the reason why he's stocked up on food.
oh, so Peter like is coming to the dock for some stems.
Legit.
All right, the doc's like, yeah, I got you, my guy. It'll cost you $15. He like reaches out his hand.
I don't know if there's money written in here.
I mean, you would have at least wealth 0, which is like you've got a little bit.
I hand you a 20 and say I don't have change.
The doc's like, fine, like just we'll call it the doc hookup. Two for 20. Here you go.
Are they health stems?
Yeah, they are health stems.
Graves chuckles because he's thinking, I get it for free.
Peter doesn't really care. I mean...
At the moment, so that we're all very aware, I do not have sanity stems on me anymore.
Yeah, actually, Peter would nod to Graves and ask, got any more of that? Nodding to whatever he had.
Oh man. Well, as I just said, he's an addict. He does have more, so does he want to give it up?
Okay.
Is there a role for that?
I love how as soon as you say that, I scroll up and see Truth Serum dose in my inventory.
So that would be a flaw, but then you also clashes potentially with your, like, I guess competency is not specifically clashing. It's up to you. What would Graves
Up
want
to
to
you,
roll?
totally up to you.
Willpower check? And
No,
if so,
Yeah.
what we're asking is Graves the type of junkie that just wants it to himself, or is he the type that likes to party with friends?
I think I think a willpower makes sense.
okay. And then winning the willpower, would that be to what? Retain or share?
I feel like I need to fail the willpower to be like, I'm keeping it to myself.
So
Like
success is-
succeeding it would be beating the quote unquote addiction, or quote unquote beating the addiction.
You only have addiction 1, so we'll say the difficulty is only 2. Especially since you just got a dose.
Mm-hmm. So no negatives, no pluses, just straight willpower.
Just willpower. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so he'll reach into his bag and say, yeah, I got some more, and he will take out a sanity stim and give it to Peter.
I have a question. Does it look like one of my make, or does it look new?
Roll a perception. You can synergy with medicine and craft medicine, actually. Also, Graves, you did not take any physical damage, right? It was just the sanity one?
It was just sanity.
Yeah, cool.
6.
It does not look like yours.
The doc grins.
Zach, the other 3 are kind of huddled behind. Sam and Vincent are kind of taking point right now. Sam's got a weapon light that he's using. Vincent is probably holding up like a candle or something. I don't know.
After
A blowtorch.
after Peter finishes his drug deal, he would like to go back to his 4 on what his role was. He definitely was distracted by that drug deal going on, and I think that's why he wasn't quite as good at his survival.
What's Zach doing as you're in the tunnel? Do you kind of listen into any of what's going on behind with the drug deal, or do you just keep moving
Yeah,
forward?
like all that's going on behind. It's just like, what are they talking about? And just kind of like keeps going forward. It's like, whatever.
Okay.
You ain't want any of this, Zach.
What?
Peter's just imagining after I get Claw back that this is going to come in handy. Either me trying to find Claw with my sanity of myself, or once Claw becomes, quote, human again.
I'll be human again. I'll be human again.
I think with the addiction in his mind and wanting to keep his stims to himself, as the doctor says to Zach, "You don't want to get in on this." Graves, walks past Zach and just says, "That's just don't mind him. That's just how he is."
So you kind of hike through the subway tunnels for a bit. You know that there should be a hobo network kind of like outpost up ahead, or there should be like a little base camp, if you will. It doesn't take you that long for you to get there, probably a couple, 3-4 stations. I don't know exactly. I've never been to New York yet, so take everything in this game with a grain of it's quantum black fantasy. But you get to where the outpost should be, and it's still dark up ahead. So everybody should have a light source of some sort. If you don't have one, then you would be using like a cell phone light or having to follow Sam Riley's weapon light.
Peter doesn't really need one most of the time.
Damn it.
Hey, Peter would like to stop and have his rats like do a run up ahead, like full on, like he's like, we're gonna wait here quietly.
As that's happening, as we wait, Graves is gonna lower his gas mask and pull down his night vision goggles.
That works.
Also, I took I don't like bright light as a flaw, but I'm not sure how well my dark vision would be because of
well, you don't have dark vision.
I don't.
But if you wanted to spell cast, you could do it that way.
I would rather have my spell cast, and all of a sudden Peter's eyes are kind of glowing, not red, full red, but just his pupils look like, like those pictures where their eyes just turned out red. That's just kind of what his eyes look like as he's kind of doing this. And can I roll a perception for that with my own perception?
May I as well with my envies?
Yes.
With running up ahead with
I would also, if I notice no one has lights, Graves is gonna reach into his duffel and pull out a bunch of glow sticks for everyone.
Was there any bonus for that, Adrian? With the
did you cast a magic spell?
I did. Well, okay, sorry. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And can I put a couple style points into here because it just seems weird that there's no lights up ahead?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that the doc's reaction to there being no light is straight up just pulling out a cigarette, putting it in his mouth, reaching into his pocket, lighting a flare, and lighting a cigarette with it. I will drop a style point to say he had the flare? Just
I
because that's
don't
so cool.
feel like I need to make you drop a style point for a flare, especially in a
On-
use like this. So you can draw that
With your-
back if you like.
Especially with your
Yeah.
demolition expert. So with the 11, what would my bonus be on that?
You get a +4.
I'm just gonna roll a random skill that has a 4 in it. Okay, Adrian.
Well, what are you trying to do with the +4? This is
My
for your magical
perception.
eyes. Yeah, so just
This is
perception +4.
I already rolled my perception though
Oh, okay,
before I rolled
Sure,
my
that's fair.
ritual magic. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll acrobatics, even though it's not what I'm doing.
Okay.
So 7 on my perception.
Okay, and so who rolled perceptions so far? So
I
Graves.
think just me and Peter.
Okay, Graves. I feel like with the two, you're mostly watching the rear still, kind of backpedaling, looking forwards every now and then to make sure your steps are clear. But
Also probably busy handing out glow sticks to everyone, so not really.
right.
Hmm.
Peter, up ahead, you can see the little base camp, the remains of their tent, bedroll stuff. They had a couple chairs and they dragged down like a dresser with drawers and stuff. Everything is blown apart. There are 3 bodies scattered around in pieces. And by pieces, I mean there's an arm over there, there's a head over there, a torso with the guts hanging out. They are destroyed. Please roll a sanity check.
Sebastian, what happened? Carlos, how's it hanging? Obviously, your hand is missing, so not very well. Sorry, a 4 on my sanity.
You're okay. You didn't know them that well, but you can see the head over there was Carlos. Yes.
I whisper back to the group. The camp that was here was destroyed by some sort of
The third one's
something.
name is Napoleon.
Napoleon. Can I roll some sort of roll to see what did it? Investigation, or
if you
whatnot?
want to, you want to get up close to it. At this point, you're still further away.
Yeah, I would let them know that the camp that we're going to has been destroyed. Do I see any? What I want to know is with that perception, did I see any signs of what caused it? And do I need to roll a separate thing
That'd
for
be
that?
investigation. As you get up to
Yeah.
the site, you can see a lot of stuff. But go ahead and roll investigation. Is everybody going all in a group together?
I would definitely approach behind Peter. If Peter's telling us, hey, the people we're here for are dead, I would like to approach and examine how did they die.
Okay.
I would say that the green paths just turned yellow at the very least.
Okay. As Graves, as you approach, please roll another sanity with a +4, as you are a medic and you've seen this interiors of people's bodies. It's not that phasing to you, probably. Zach?
I have an interesting question. Is there any extra bonus because I'm almost just coming
Stimmed
down from having stabbed myself with a stim?
Stemmed up. Go ahead and have an additional +2.
Okay.
So +6 total. Zach, you've been in the military. Have you seen anything of this destruction, I wonder?
Probably.
Okay, I'll give you a +2 from prior combat experience type stuff. And as a fireman, you probably have seen your own share of other medical emergency car crashes, stuff like that. So you can have a
Random.
sanity +2.
From what I've seen of the firefighter videos, pipes sticking out of people's bodies,
Yeah. Dr. Desdemona, I'm almost wondering if I should even make you roll. I think
At
the
this point,
callous
he is
talent
sanity.
nullifies it. Yeah. So you don't care. I'm not going to require
Well-
a roll from you.
And then also there's the argument that I watch CCTV experiment footage that is worse than this, that is my fault. on the regular basis.
Yeah, no sanity required as you come across this site. Vincent and Sam are excused from their absence. Their penalty is lack of experience. So Zach, you are fine. Jackson, you are fine. But it is definitely a sight to be seen. Peter, you can tell that these bodies were not torn apart by zombies. You can find that there are bullet ricochets around the floor and the back walls of the subway tunnels. The dresser is kind of shredded with shrapnel and bullets, and it looks like there's some sort of explosion in the middle of the campsite.
My first instinct is to find the smallest hole that we can all fit through to try to go through a narrower path to get to where we need to go, is my first instinct. Do I know about... Yeah, I do. I was there. Oh, Dosha. Can I do these bullet wounds look larger than the 9s? Are they like big bullets?
Roll a
And there was
firearms check.
Can I also roll like plasma? Pretty sure there's plasma cannon.
I'm definitely doing, if I could do, I'm definitely
Firearms
doing like
check.
a medicine check on them to be able to see like state of wounds.
Can I?
Right. The doc would be doing the same, of course.
Can I? Peter does not like this at all. Can I use like 2 more style points on this particular?
So Graves and Dr. DeSimona both roll medicine checks for like checking the bodies for stuff, and then firearms, Peter, you using 2 style.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
On my roll, I'd be adding 2 from physiology, and then now, I like just out of character, real quick. It would the weapons or the like. If this wasn't straight up just like someone being torn apart by zombies, but would the weapons that were used have some type of like chemical trace to them?
Did you roll medicine? Because I would put that into the roll for that.
Actually, a smart idea. Like bring up a black light, see if there's any.
I was asking because I have knowledge chemistry, which would be like another +2.
I would give you knowledge gunnery synergy.
Okay.
Peter, it looks like the bullet pieces are almost like from buckshot and slugs. The ones that are bigger are definitely like slugs from some sort of shotgun, and then some are like buckshot.
Okay. Okay.
For
worst
both
fears are okay. We're probably dealing with some looters or one of the gang.
Also, real quick, I'm just going to throw in, I'm so sorry for just like randomly throwing in at the moment, but this actually needs to happen based upon what was just said by Pi. I would like to burn a style point just to say that the mission control phone not only has like your normal like phone light, but it also has a built-in like phone blacklight.
Sure. You can spend a style point for that, or if you want to just a separate blacklight, you could do that too. You could do either with the style point.
Alright, sweet.
Both the Doctor and Graves can tell that the ripped apart portion is from grenade blasts, which seems to be what has blown apart most of this campsite.
Interesting. I think Graves would be checking this out. He'd make mental note, and then he'd walk off a bit back towards where they came a bit from the group, while everyone else is investigating or whatever, just so he's kind of standing off himself a little bit. pull out the radio and tune it up a little bit to see and see if he gets any response by talking into it and just simply asking, "Have you been into the tunnels?"
Okay, this is where luck plays a portion a little bit. Roll a diplomacy check.
Okay,
How fresh does it look?
I'm gonna throw a style point into this.
It's not like it just happened, but it's probably been within the day, or maybe 36 hours at the max.
The blood's cold.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's smoking anymore. There's probably flies and stuff, but
Dust has begun to settle.
3's just enough, Jackson. As Graves kind of gets the comms, you don't hear anything for a while, and then you kind of hear like some shuffling. He's like, "This is Julio. Graves, that you?"
And the entire time, he's whispering. This is very, off from the group. Yeah, it's me. What's your status? Have you been in the tunnels?
Tunnels? No. We've thought about going in there, but no, we haven't been in the tunnels. Are you in the tunnels? Is it clearer down there? This city's filled with zombies.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you do come down here, look for looters or rival gangs. Not a pretty sight.
Did you know are there any zombies down there that are like by themselves? All these ones are in hordes.
It's so far so good down here. But I would keep an eye out. Either way, you're running in trouble.
Man, well, we're gonna keep trying up here, but you stay safe, and if we can finish up quicker, we'll let you know. But this city gives me the creeps.
Same to you. Gonna sign off.
Okay. Hey, Graves, you there? Over.
He's asking if I'm here.
Yeah, did you already turn off the mic? Graves. Ah, shit. And nothing. He turns it off.
Graves is thinking to himself, "Good Lord. If they don't get me killed, they're gonna get themselves killed." And he just puts the radio back onto his hip.
I feel like it was an earpiece. Otherwise, it would just be way too loud.
No, we have radio.
Right, but radios these days also have like the earpiece mic, and
okay.
I definitely see that being in use because otherwise just open walkie-talkie would be
Horrible idea. You wouldn't catch Peter's dead body with one of those on it. Actually, that's probably why his body would be dead.
next to his dead body.
Yeah. That would definitely. I feel like Peter right now is trying to avoid Graves when we're in Zombieland because he's just loud. You have been marked as a loud person.
So at this hobo network outpost that's been destroyed, I think, is there anything else you guys want to do on site here? I will give you a little bit of the subway station that you're at. Going the entire staircase to go back up to the city has been closed. It's blockaded with everything from physical van blocking the entrance to couches and rubble and trash bags that are all torn up and stuff at this point, and just junk has clogged up the entirety of the opening to go up to the street level.
Is there an entrance for the sewers near this zone?
There probably would be, if you roll survival check well, which I think you probably would, you'd be able to connect to the sewers.
Yeah. I would tell the group, do we want to stay on this path or do we want to go into the sewer?
No, I have a quick question. Through our medical observation of like all the corpses, does it look like anyone in here at all was infected, or does this look straight up just like someone was like hit?
Yeah, with your medicine rolls, you can tell that they were unaffected by the Z virus. They were just murdered.
The doc would look at Peter and be like, what is there some type of like rivalry that we should know about, or like are you just as concerned about this as the rest of us? Like, what is like
Mm-hmm.
what is going on here? Is this something that like happens every once in a while?
Well, we have gangs, we have hobos, we have supernatural, and we have looters. The gangs and the looters kind of tend to go after the hobos. The hobos kind of keep to themselves and are more blended in, but that's a lot harder to do nowadays. The gangs and the looters are the main concern as long as we stay away from the supernatural. Also the zombies.
You facing a lot of supernatural here, other than what we've been told about the tower?
What do you think the black zone is?
Graves would laugh. Not Graves. The doc would laugh and look over at Graves and be like, he talks to rats. Like, we're hanging out with supernatural.
I figured he was just from New York.
No, there's something bad. Real bad. We're probably going to have to deal with it later. Right now, something bad could happen if a bad current runs through the city. I don't know how much. Basically, I'm talking about if something bad in the ley line happens, it could be horrible.
What else is in the city? What are these threats? You want to tell us? What
I
are we
didn't really
facing
wanna-
other than looters and zombies?
I really didn't want to get close enough to see it, but it did not feel like it came from this.
You cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I said that I didn't want to hang around long enough to see it, but it did not feel like it came from this.
Check your messages back.
Okay.
Graves probably looks at the doc and then says, "So, what's the plan?"
The doc looks over at Peter and goes,
Would I have seen them, Adrian?
Seen in person, probably not a close look.
Would
the
I have?
Hobo Network has, and you've definitely learned from them.
Okay.
So that's maybe second party.
If you're religious, then they're probably your sworn enemy. If that gives you an idea. Did I cut out again?
There's
No,
demons in New York?
the doc laughs and goes, atheists?
You don't have to be atheist for them to kill you.
What are we talking about here? I thought we were talking about the sworn enemy of the religious. I'm confused.
Graves does the thing where he's thinking something and accidentally says it out loud, but he definitely fully says, like, what the fuck did I get signed up for?
We should be fine. Probably.
I've dealt with the undead before, that's nothing new. This seems like a whole new ball game. And I'd probably simultaneously looking back and forth from Peter and the dog. Zach, Sam Riley, and Vincent are just nothing to him right now. They're just other soldiers in this. But looking at back and forth from Peter and the doc, he's probably like simultaneously speaking to both of them. Like, what are we doing here? I've fought zombies before. I know how to deal with them. What the shit is in New York?
Well, what we're doing is we're going and getting someone very stupid who just likes to go off by himself. But anyway, let's go get Zigzag. And I start heading.
Hearing that from Peter, the doc would look over and scoff and be like, "You talk about things that you do not know about."
Maybe not, but he shouldn't have gone in there by himself.
Maybe not, but we're gonna get him out of there.
We're gonna try.
As they're going back and forth, Graves just walks between the middle of them and up to Zach and just, like, simple as simple can be. Did you know what you were getting into? Because I sure as hell didn't.
He just kind of shrugs and is like, well, the risk I took was calculated. Boy, am I bad at math.
Style point.
This is definite style point.
What is that from?
He just kind of shrugs again. But my point is, so, you know, I've done recovery stuff before, but zombies? No.
Peter has the background of just, you know, try to avoid it if possible and get around and only fight if needed. And anyone who just goes in head first, he just considers stupid. No matter if it is or isn't. It just is not the calculation that he would make.
Graves is just thinking, what the hell are we avoiding? You haven't told us.
You said demons already, so you already got it. Peter's like, he already has it. We're good. I already told him what it was.
Graves just, like, grabs Zach's shoulder and says, all right, well, at least I have one sane person with me.
The enemy, if you're religious, is that how you put it?
Yeah.
And Graves' immediately thought was, oh yeah, demons, great, there's demons in New York.
And you were absolutely right. And so that was Peter telling you, so he didn't correct you at all, because that was it. And goals, but you know. Hey, Adrian, supernatural lore. Do they hang out in the sewers?
You can roll a supernatural lore check.
Okay, cool. Supernatural lore. We're not going near a cemetery.
The doc will just laugh in the background about how he's just like, demons. Just superstitious names for things that people don't understand.
If he says that out loud, Peter will again say, doesn't stop them from killing you.
Hey, you know what, Peter? You don't know. We might be going near a cemetery. There's several in Manhattan.
So, with a 4, you don't know much about demons, what they do. You know that they are attracted to all the evil that's going on here. But ghouls, you do know ghouls tend to linger in areas, or hide in places such as sewers. That's not terribly uncommon. Tunnels and dark places away from towns. And this is all from old texts and stuff. But yeah, they would go into hiding and come out at night and stuff. And yeah, it wouldn't be uncommon for like a ghoul to be, and especially this environment where the subway tunnels are all dark. That could be a thing. But definitely sewers would not be surprising to see something like that.
Has power been cut off to Manhattan, Adrian?
Most of the power is down, yeah.
Okay.
Would Peter bring up ghouls? Like, do you mention ghouls?
I might after you say demons, I would say, and ghouls. Because
Graves, I think that was his first ever encounter. His first ever mission was ghouls.
Does he have to take a sanity sentence?
I was gonna say, I think he would probably be like, shit, that's what almost tore apart my first team.
I forgot about that, so yeah. How do you feel about that?
Graves isn't happy about this. He very much out loud says, fuck, ghouls? That's what almost tore apart my first team. I had to patch them back together from nothing. He's not happy. He's not in a good mood that they're ghouls, possibly.
Well,
but he does reassure everyone, saying, that team did live, so at worst I could patch you back up.
I have good news and I have bad news. Where we're going, there's probably not much ghouls. Well, that's the good news. The bad news is because the robots took a lot of them out.
The what now?
Oh, Graves.
Okay.
Nowhere in the files did it speak any about this. I was expecting in and out zombies, maybe a looter here and there, grab a guy, leave. But you're talking about ghouls and robots.
I feel like the robots should have been self-explanatory. You know Zigzag. Wait, do
Oh,
you know
who the
Zigzag?
fuck is this?
Robot boy. Him.
Who?
I do like a Z shape across my face.
I'm just dealing out
What
too
do I-
many
what-
stat points.
What should I roll?
I mean, you already rolled to see if you know. you have no clue who he's talking about. You recognize the name from the briefing. Codename Zigzag.
Yeah, so Graves would like, I know the name. He was in our briefing. We have to go grab him. Who?
The one who
Anyone
controls,
want to tell me this?
he controls robots. Because that's obviously what happened. But, I mean, you guys might be screwed.
The moment Peter says that, the doc will look over and be like, "That's redacted. You need to not be saying that shit out loud. That's fast track to getting." He lights another cigarette and shuts up.
Yeah, Graves does a similar thing of lighting a cigarette and shutting up, except he walks down one of the tunnels and sticks himself with a sanity stone.
You guys are just loading up on this dial. In
Graves
this, sorry, go
is
ahead.
just thinking to himself, I signed up for an in and out, deal with some zombies. Maybe, I mean, I knew he knows that there was a supernatural aspect because it said something's in the tower. But he's being told there's ghouls. He's being told there's someone controls robots.
Hey, Adrian, how much of the tower do I know?
The first couple levels, ground floor and up. I don't know. You went up what 6 levels?
Did any of them get to the,
No, Zigzag went up alone.
Okay.
Also, hearing them talk about robots, the doc would pull out constants, break open the breach, pull out the red-tipped 40mm that was in it, put it in his pocket, and pull out a blue-tipped one and put it in and shut the breach.
From what I understand, the robots are protecting the building we're trying to get into. Our objective had a way to get around them, but not sure any of you have that.
Graves walks back and is like, all right, I've calmed a bit. What's the plan?
Well, we gotta get to the next... Well, how far away are we from where we need to be, Adrian?
You're about a third of the way.
We're about a third of the way down, and we can either take the path that there's probably somebody that wants to kill us, or go down the stinky path that there may or may not be somebody who wants to kill us.
The doc laughs. There is always going to be someone that wants to kill us.
You've led a very rough life with that mindset. But
So
you're
our
not wrong.
choices are either bullets or something worse.
How long would it take for me to check these paths out via Ratmobiles?
That'd be perception.
Okay. Give me a minute and I can...
If you want to send rats in all directions, you can go forwards, you can go back, you can send rats through the blockade. They can make their way easily enough. Or you could find the nearest sewers and check the sewers.
I wanted to check the sewers and also this path, just to kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to roll a perception for something completely unrelated.
Okay, go ahead. All of you.
Perception. Do I roll any sort of bonuses for this or not, Adrian?
Wish your +2 rat friends.
Okay.
I feel that a 5 would be enough for me to notice that Zach has been injured. Would I be correct to assume that?
There's a bite mark on Zach's forearm, yes. Unless Zach, or unless you're hiding it, Zach.
Probably not hiding it.
Graves has been so preoccupied with all the insane shit, he completely forgot you got attacked.
The doc will go over and be like, you seem to be injured. I can't have you being inefficient during this. May I treat your wounds?
Damn it, that's a flaw.
So formal.
Gotta give you a stab point.
Well, the doc doesn't care that you're hurt, right? But he does, because if you are not efficient during this, the mission may fail. He can't have that. It's not about whether or not, like, your comfort. It's moreover his success rate.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny. He was just very oddly formal, and he wasn't like, "Here, let me stab you with this." But yeah, he just kind of like holds his arm out. It's like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Peter finds the briefings to be very inefficient. Like his last briefing, he didn't have like a contingency plan or a follow-up orders. And this briefing, they definitely did not give all the details for what's going on in New York. He's just not sure what's going on. So,
Doctor, with a medicine of 5, you can tell Zach is not infected.
Just the way that the wound's, like, not, like, turning black or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I will not give him the reassurance of letting them know. I will just mentally note.
I got a 6 on my perception.
For which hall? Or which pathway?
Do I need to do... Okay, so my main perception, if I had to choose which one I'm doing first, would have been the tunnel we're going down, because this particular pathway is the one we're already on. So...
as going scouting ahead further, like about to get another third of the way towards WIS Tower, you do not encounter any sort of troubles. It looks like it's clear. And that the next station is not blockaded, and there's no camp. So there's
is it fenced at the very least?
Yes, it is. It is fenced. The fences are all knocked over. So now it is now open.
The next subway station's been opened. Let me. I say that as I continue on. Is there like a group of rats, or is it mostly just like one specific rat?
I think when you're doing it this way, it's like one rat that you're embodying.
Okay. Can I finish the way heading to WIS Tower?
That'll take more time.
Yeah.
So as we kind of come up, because this is as you're doing this scouting and everybody's dealing with what they are discovering, we see Graves in a state of realization over and over as he's learning more and more new things. Peter kind of eyes rolled up in his head as he's embodying the rat, and so his human form there is just kind of like, I don't know, why are you sitting cross-legged in the blown apart camp?
Yeah.
And Zach getting treated by the doctor. Sam Riley and Vincent kind of standing on guard duty, so to speak. And I think that's where we're going to stop for tonight. Is the camera would kind of follow the rat scurrying up to these broken blockades and kind of look up towards the city, which is daylight out there, and then decide to keep going into the tunnels. But the camera veers away from the rat and goes up the subway stairs into the city, and kind of hovers there at the New York skyline. And that's where we shall stop for tonight. And give out experience points. For those here, you get the participation point. Would you say you were in danger at any point during this session?
Uh-huh. Graves is way too noisy.
Yeah, I got a bit.
Would you say you got the role-playing point?
Oh, yeah.
I certainly role-played.
I would definitely give you that one. Success. Did you accomplish your goal?
I would love to say
yeah.
we've made progress, is what I would say.
I'd say progress, yes. Accomplishment of the goal, no. But wisdom point. Did you gain any knowledge or anything important about the
Brave
world?
certainly gained knowledge.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
I would give you the wisdom point. So, plus 4 XP for session 1 of season 4. And I will end the recording here, and we shall hopefully get the recording fixed for next week, where we can have the dice tray zoomed in so you can see it better. But for the meantime, I wish you all a very good night, and we shall see you next week.